Hello and welcome. This is an introduction to crochet. My hubby built me this out of milk crates a couple of years ago. I was out of town, and when I came home, this was set up in my craft room here, and I love it. It's a great way to just see what I have. When I need a specific color or a specific type yarn, I go here first. Of course, I have other yarn stashed here and there and in bags and in drawers and bins, but this helps significantly, and I highly recommend it if you're an avid crocheter or knitter to help organize your yarns. So we're going to just start with a little bit of chat about the different kinds of yarns and what they do. And of course, I have been asked to teach how to crochet by several people, so I will list a few links below in the comments with some beginner-friendly crochet projects. The first one I will be doing is how to make hair scrunchies using yarn. Very inexpensive, great gift. So here you can see I have these color coordinated for the most part, and or by types of yarn. So up here, this big chunky thick stuff is what you would use for making the big blankets. I'm not a huge fan of this extra thick one. I'll show you one of my favorites in just a moment. But these do work up really quickly, and they make very nice comfy blankets. So I shop at 3 different places for my yarns: Hobby Lobby, Joann's, and sometimes Michael's. This brand, Baby Bee, is extremely soft. These make good baby hats, baby booties, trims on, maybe not trims on blankets. You don't want this little furry stuff peels off. You don't want that in the baby's mouth, so I wouldn't recommend it for that. Up here we have just the regular blue. These 3 colors are all just acrylic. You can make, of course, the Afghans, almost anything out of these kind. This velour type is one of my favorites. Now this I would normally use for scarves or to embellish a scarf around the edge. I love pastel colors, so you'll see quite a bit of that here. I don't remember the name of this one, but I do believe it came from Hobby Lobby. And it is very, very soft. I made a blanket and scarf out of that. If I can remember, I'll show it to you. This Soft Secret Yarn Bee, this is a Hobby Lobby brand, and it is extremely soft. I recommend it for baby booties, baby hats, blankets, of course. So neon, I've made neon hats before. These 1-pound Caron. This is not one of my favorites. I don't use these very often. It's not very soft, but it is soft enough for a blanket. But I don't make a lot of blankets anymore with this thin yarn. Oh, here we have a lot of pinks. This is the Burnett type yarn that I use for baby blankets. This is one of my favorites. Here we have from Loops and Threads. This you will find at Michael's, if they still make this. I'm not sure if they do. There are some creative ways you can use these, but again, that one's not one of my favorites. This from Red Heart, Loop It. I believe you can, yes, finger looping fur. You can make this without a hook and just using your fingers. It's not my style. I have used this, and it's about the only reason I have it, to add to hats to make them look a little different, a little unique. Just for fun. So here we have again the blanket yarn, and you will, of course, use a thick hook like so. These work up rather quickly. Everyone loves them. These reds are some more soft yarns from Hobby Lobby. This little pastel baby colors is really, really comfy, really soft. You would not use this for an entire Afghan because it does not work up that well. It's more for like a trim. This is called Pipsqueak. You will also find this one at Michael's, I believe. Another baby yarn. This is cotton. You would use a smaller hook for sew, and it is for anything like coasters, dishcloths, something like that that you don't mind getting wet. It will help absorb the water. I don't recommend any of these other yarns for dishcloths and that kind of thing. This is more the blanket yarn. They do, like I said, make up rather quickly. I've also used them for scarves, neck warmers, cowls. They are really fun. Another favorite I have is the fur yarn. These I will use to trim hats, neck warmers, those kind of things. Super soft, super comfy for the winter. And if you're up in Alaska or somewhere up north where it gets super cold, they come in great. I love these variegated ombre looking colors. Like I said, I love this yarn is found at Hobby Lobby. I buy yarn a lot of times off season. So as you can see here, a couple of years ago there was a big sale in the summer, and I just went several times and loaded up the buggy a couple times. This is what my biggest seller when I'm making and selling baby blankets. I mostly use this Burnett, the Burnett brand. They do have multiple types of baby blanket yarn in the Burnett, and I can make one of these granny squares baby blanket. I use 2 of these, sometimes 3 if it's the smaller yarn here, 2 to 3 skeins, and I make them up in just a couple evenings. And again, we have another variegated color. This, I believe, came from Michael's, and it is the Lion brand yarn. It is soft. So there you have a few ideas for yarns. If you're interested in learning how to crochet and you want to follow along, please tell me in the comments. Also, please let me know if you are left-handed so that I can make adjustments and try to help you with that. Okay, thanks for watching.